Fox News, fair and balanced.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM 560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Picture yourself unemployed for 20, maybe even 30 years. That's what retirement can look like, 20 or 30 years with no paycheck. If that's not fourth and long, consider this. Over 2,000 rules govern Social Security, and there are hundreds of ways to file for it. It's not surprising so many Americans may be getting less Social Security than they've earned. Will you get the most out of your Social Security benefits? Call Jack Tabota at Tabota & Associates. Jack and his team will use time-tested methods to help you maximize your Social Security benefit. Find out your options. Call Jack Tabota at Tabota & Associates. Get the Social Security benefit you've earned. 630-883-4577. That's 630-883-4577. Jack Tabota at Tabota & Associates. 630-883-4577. Tabota & Associates is an independent financial services firm helping individuals create retirement strategies using a variety of investment and insurance products to custom suit their needs and objectives. Investment advisory services offered through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Famous Winston Churchill quotes, presented by Automated Systems.
In the words of the great Winston Churchill, if you're not a liberal at 20, you have no heart. If you're not a conservative at 40, you have no brain.
I know you support companies that share your conservative values. For FDA-regulated staffing needs, Automated Systems provides top talent, from experienced quality control and quality assurance engineers to top validation and compliance experts. Depend on Automated Systems. Hiring the best is critical to success. ASI Resources are all degreed professionals with decades of experience in manufacturing, automation, and FDA compliance. That's why ASI is retained by all of Chicagoland's Fortune 500 life science companies to successful startups. For a staffing evaluation, call Laz at Automated Systems, toll free 844-HIRE-ASI, or visit automatedsys.com.
It's time for On Target Radio, Chicagoland's only radio show dedicated to the red meat issues that affect your life, from gun control to freedom of speech. Now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
Welcome to On Target Radio. Tonight, David's rant of the week is The Fuzzy Logic of Concealed Carry, with David and Gretchen talking about the Illinois concealed carry holder who saved a cop in Chicago. Then, a judge rules on California's handgun advertising law, followed by good news for Chicagoans as the city's most hated monolithic company gets shut down. And do you think a newspaper has the right to be racist against white people? The Chicago Post does, and you should weigh in by calling 312-642-5600. Don't forget, you can watch us live on YouTube, On Target Radio, or go to Facebook, like our page, On Target Radio, and ask a question there.
And now, from the seething cauldron of personal opinion, it's time for David's Rant of the Week.
I was interviewed by Matt Wahlberg of the Chicago Tribune this week. He called to get my thoughts about the concealed carry holder who shot at a man suspected of wounding a Cicero police officer. For all the fake and anti-Second Amendment news that exists, Wahlberg did a credible and fair piece on the subject. He got a few details wrong, but none of them that had any effect on the story itself, and none were anti-gun. This is the second time I've been interviewed by the Trib in the past couple of months, and both times are positive experiences with no significant misquotes or attempts at shaping what I said into something I didn't mean. For those of you who have become inured to the daily dose of Chicago gun violence in the news and didn't follow the story, Let me give you the Cliff Notes version. At approximately 5 o'clock Thursday, Cicero police attempted a traffic stop. The driver took flight, was boxed in by a responding officer on the Cicero Avenue exit of the Stevenson. The driver bailed out of the car, fired at the two cops, then took flight on foot north on Cicero Avenue. He continued to fire at the cops chasing him. To make this very clear, the suspect was running and gunning on a rush-hour busy major Chicago street. Anyone with an IQ above an eggplant would understand this was a very serious situation that could result in a significant loss of innocent lives. The concealed carry holder was stopped on Cicero in rush-hour traffic, observed what was happening, bailed out, and engaged the suspect who was hit, went down, arrested, and transported to Mount Sinai, where he was listed in serious condition. Who actually shot the suspect is still under investigation. So, the Trib's question was simply, what was my take on what happened? I reviewed 720 ILCS use of force in defense of person with Wahlberg. A person is justified in the use of force against another when and to the extent that he reasonably believes that such conduct is necessary to defend himself or another against such other's imminent use of unlawful force. However, he is justified in the use of force which is intended or likely to cause death or great bodily harm only if he reasonably believes that such force is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm to himself or another or the commission of a forcible felony. The crux of the issue is whether or not he was legally defending himself or another. As unpopular as it may be, the fact is he had no legal power to engage someone with lethal force when he was not personally involved in the situation. Yes, there is a fine line of distinction. It can be very blurry. Yes, one can make the case he was in the immediate area, and it could be construed that he was a potential victim for the sporadic, unfocused shooting of the fleeing suspect. Yes to the many permutations and excuses people will come up with, but in the end, he apparently had no police powers, and he chose to enter a situation rather than the situation engulfed him. To make matters worse, how things are interpreted varies from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. The rabid anti-gun agenda in Cook County in general, and Chicago specifically, would normally suggest our concealed carry holder would be up the creek without a paddle. But this doesn't qualify as normal. It reminds me of the elderly black gentleman who owned and lived in the back room of a small tavern in Chicago. He'd been burglarized numerous times and was fed up with it. As a FOID card holder, he purchased a firearm for home protection. Unfortunately, due to a decades-old conviction for a minor offense, Chicago wouldn't issue him a firearm permit, which at the time was a requirement. One night, someone attempted to burglarize the business again, and the gentleman shot him. Technically, he was in violation of the Chicago ordinance, which forbade him to own a firearm. But you didn't hear a peep out of Chicago. Can you imagine the public blowback, not to mention the likely outcome of a criminal trial, if Chicago PD had dragged an elderly black man out of his home for engaging a burglar with a firearm he owned in full legal accordance with Illinois law? Chicago wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. We have a similar situation today. Our concealed carry holder may very likely have saved a cop's life as well as that of bystanders had the shooting spree continued. You are never going to see him prosecuted because he's already achieved hero status, not only in the public's eye, but also in the eyes of every cop in the country. Even in Chicago, I doubt any jury would find him guilty of anything. But had his shot hit an innocent bystander, he would have become the poster child for more Chicago gun control. At the end of the interview, Wahlberg asked me if I'd have done the same thing if it had been me. You bet your ass I would have. And that, Gretchen, is my rant for the week.
Yes, we've heard a number of people make those comments that they can't believe you said that to the Tribune, and
Yeah. The fact is, concealed carry is about you. It's not about, and I'll use the same thing that I've bored everybody in this building with so far tonight, but I will use this same thing, and that is this: if you're sitting having breakfast in a breakfast place, you're concealed carry holder, and you're having breakfast, and next door there's a bank, and you hear the bank alarm go off, can you run out the front door, run around the corner, and go into the bank with the gun drawn and take control?
You could, but you shouldn't.
Well, it's a legal issue. You do not have peace officer status.
Right. Yes.
If you were in the bank, different story.
You have free will, though.
Well, and this is the thing, and this really is kind of the crux of why people are all upset. I don't like that. And I would absolutely do the exact same thing. But I've been in court enough times in criminal cases now where they don't care what you feel. The question is, what do these words say and what do they mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm always reminded of Ronkowski after the Diggins thing telling me, I started saying, well, you can put a glove compartment. He goes, no, you can't.
No, you can't.
And I go, of course you can. That's what Diggins is. He goes, no, it isn't.
That wasn't tested.
That's right. It's about the center council. It's nothing about the glove compartment. I said, but it can't lose in court. And he goes, probably not. You want to spend the money and we'll find out.
Exactly. Are you independently wealthy?
Exactly.
You have a lot of free time?
For all of those out there who are chewing their cud right now and spitting it at the whatever you're watching us or whatever it is, give us a call, 312-642-5600, and go ahead and argue with me. I don't care.
So our friend Larry on Facebook messaged me, and he said, what about coming to the aid of a police officer? And I said, the officer is supposed to ask or direct you to help. And he said, well, I swear I heard him ask.
Well, and again, you would do it. I would do it. Eric would do it.
If I saw what happened, I probably would.
Absolutely. I wouldn't hesitate to do it. I'm not talking about morality. I'm not talking about the sheepdog ethic. I'm not talking about what I would find right, despite what the law might say. I'm talking about what happens when you're sitting in the chair.
Right. I always tell our students, I say, unless you saw everything that happened and you heard everything that was said from the beginning of the incident, do not get involved.
Exactly.
With your firearm.
Now, if he had been sitting in that car in traffic and shots were going across his car, where he could potentially have been hit, I'm going to return fire.
Slightly different situation.
Right.
Yes.
So it's very contextual. And I understand why people get upset. Eric will never talk to me again, I'm sure. I understand why they're upset. But all I'm saying is when I was interviewed, I was asked what I would do, and I said I would do the same thing, but I pointed out what the problems are.
Right.
If this were in Kendall County or Will County, we wouldn't be having this.
Exactly.
And it's not that they give you a pass, but they get what it is, and they would say, well, was the use of force, the level of force used, was it appropriate?
Right. Outside of Cook County and maybe Lake County, you're going to get more benefit of the doubt.
Exactly. And that's the point I tried to make in the article. And they can't include everything because it's just
they had quotes from several people in the article.
Right.
You weren't the only person that they interviewed.
Yeah. So it's it does. The other thing that bothers a lot of people, and I get it, somebody can break into your house. And
people do not like this in class. Oh no!
If you shoot them, you can go to jail for it.
Right.
If they weren't
threatening you.
Right. So if they just come in and grab your TV set, you can't shoot them.
No.
So, and people get their knickers in it, not over that.
Yeah. Oh, no. Just the fact that they've broken the perimeter of my house, just the fact that they're in my house means they're a threat to me. No, not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Now, that's Illinois.
Yeah.
Because other states, that's not the case.
Oh, yeah. Colorado, shoot them.
Yeah. Well, I always make the joke in class about, well, you put the same case in Texas, and all the guys sitting in the stand is going to do is go up to the judge and go, Your Honor, some buck need killed. Case dismissed. Yeah, not a problem.
Which is a joke.
It's a joke.
We're not serious.
That's not true. But that is the only state I've ever seen liquor stores and gun stores in the same drive-through. Same thing. You know what I'm saying?
They used to have drive-through liquor stores in Decatur where I went to school.
I get that. I like that. All right. We got to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Washington Post. I find this really interesting. Can a newspaper be racist against whites? So all that more when we return with more on Target Radio. Listening to AM 560.
The answer.
My overrating's bad.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
I didn't know, too, that we could tip Uber drivers.
Didn't know.
This is new to me.
Every time you complete a ride, it pops up with a rating, and then if you want to add a tip. 2.5 Uber rating for Amy Jacobson, 4.88. What? It's just Dan Proft.
You just not even say anything to them when you get in the car?
Correct. That's the secret to getting a high Uber rating.
Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags, and the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett Equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
Safety. It's so important at your industrial facility. You need to keep your personnel safe and meet OSHA requirements. One problem with your ladders, platforms, or safety guards, and you could be facing costly fines. Vans Industrial helps you meet OSHA standards to keep your employees safe.
Hi, I'm Dave Van Camp, president of Vans Industrial. As a business owner, I realize the importance of keeping my employees safe, and I'm here to offer my expertise. Vans Industrial is a specialty contractor uniquely equipped to design, fabricate, and install safety equipment, including walkways, handrails, stairways, and machinery guards. Our Vans Industrial team can inspect existing systems, engineer solutions, fabricate quality goods, and install them with trained pros, all making a safer environment for your employees.
Call 833-VANS-IND for a free inspection of your facility. Interested in what else they do? Visit vansindustrial.com. That's VANS industrial.com. Quality craftsmanship since 1964.
All right, if your roof's needy, you can call Crumweedy. Hey, Sean Hannity here. If your roof is leaky, if the shingles are curling, or if your roof isn't right after storms, then you need to call Crumweedy with roofing companies, and the difference is, of course, installation. Now, Crumweedy, they know that, and that's why they follow the manufacturer's specifications, so your warranty is totally intact, and many companies don't do that, and that could void your warranty. If you hate high-pressure sales tactics, not from Crumweedy. They give you good, better, best options. You make the choice, no pressure. Crumweedy is a roof that lasts at a fair price. Now, Mark Olson and Greg Olson of Crumweedy, they lead this third-generation family business that's been doing Chicagoland roofs since 1953. Now, they fix roof problems, so if your roof is needy, call Crumweedy. That's 630-595-8020. That's 630-595-8020. They're online, of course, at myroofisneedy.com.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
So I wanted to give everybody the happy ending to the story, which is that the suspect, Daniel Maggio, was detained. And the reason that he opened fire on the police officer for just a traffic offense, a traffic vehicle stop, was because he is a registered sex offender with an active California parole violation warrant. So that's why he didn't want to be apprehended. And he was arrested and charged with 2 counts of attempted murder of a police officer and 1 count of aggravated battery to a police officer.
Give us a call, 312-642-5600, and weigh in on your pithy thoughts on the different subjects we're going to cover. But I thought the piece that Rich Pearson wrote in his director message was kind of interesting.
Yeah, he said that. Well, I thought you I thought you had some actual, like, something meaty to say.
No, this is called a segue.
Like some actual content.
I just thought you'd pick it up.
He says that so far this year, the number of concealed carry permits nationwide has grown to 17.25 million, and that doesn't even count anyone in 14 states that don't require permits of any kind. So he says it's possible there are 25 to 30 million people who carry concealed for self-defense.
Yeah, I find it interesting. I was having
It warms the cockles of your heart, doesn't it?
It does. I was having this discussion today in church with, what's her name?
Anna.
We were talking about this very thing, and I cited that we know statistically concealed carry holders rise to the occasion. And I cited, I think Florida has about 2.5 million. I think they started in 87, if I recall. And they've done over 2.5 million concealed carry permits. And the percentage of people who go on to commit a crime with a firearm out of that database is about 0.006%, which is better than law enforcement.
I thought it was 0006.
I don't know. It's just a number
Something.
you throw out.
Two or three.
It sounds
two
good.
or 3 zeros.
If it's 006, it's good. If it's 0006, it's like, they walk on water. But, and I'm sure someone right now is going, oh, he's typing it a goggle.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's better than it is with, and I'm not picking on law enforcement, but it's better than it is with law enforcement.
Right. If you compare it to police who commit crimes with firearms, eventually, then yes, concealed carry. I always say, people, concealed carry people are the creme de la creme of law-abiding citizens.
They are. And, part of it, I'm sure, is self-preservation in that they don't want to lose the right to carry the gun.
Absolutely, because we understand how especially in the 50th state out of 50 to get concealed carry, we of all people understand how precious it is.
Even the cheeseheads got it ahead of us.
Yeah, seriously. What's up with that?
Yeah, I don't understand. Well, you got to guard the cheese,
Well, and the fact that they go through 360 background checks a year,
exactly.
can't hurt.
And you know what?
Exactly.
I bet you the average concealed carry holder, FOID card holder, has no idea that that's going on.
No, I doubt it.
They have no
don't.
idea.
Well, that just came out last year, didn't it?
They've been doing it all along.
No. But I mean,
public.
The Illinois State Rifle Association just told us that last year.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for some time.
And while I am not a fan of the FOID card, the one thing I will say is when we teach classes and stuff, people go, why are you not teaching gangbanger? Because at least with 24 hours ago he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it does provide us a certain level of assurance that the people we deal with,
That's like in my spiel. It says one of the automatic disqualifications for concealed carry is if you have 5 or more arrests for any reason in the system, or any combination of gang-related offenses. And so I make the joke of I'm profiling you all right now, and this doesn't apply to you. And then I click on to the next slide, and that always gets a chuckle.
So.
We have a lot of old white dudes in our classes.
Speaking of old white dudes, this thing about the Washington Post, not the Chicago. You said Chicago. Did I write Chicago on the thing?
You wrote Chicago on the thing?
Well, that's because I was testing you to see if you knew the difference. Washington Post.
Yeah, WAPO and
Washington
New York
Post.
Magazine.
Yeah. And we had this discussion coming up here today. The claim is, they're saying, well, why can't we have stuff in the paper, in the magazine, that's racist against white people, talk against white people?
Well, they hired this woman, Sarah Zhang.
Yeah.
And she, in the past, she's written books, and mostly it's things that she's tweeted on the internet that are blatantly racist, anti-white.
Anti-white. Now, you went to the Joe Walsh thing. I really wanted to go, but I couldn't go.
I did.
And that experience, I think, is very interesting.
It was, and especially, okay, so Maze Jackson sat down with Joe Walsh. So Joe Walsh works on WIND. He's an AM 560 talk personality. Maze Jackson is a WVON talk personality, obviously black, and attracts a different audience, shall we say.
Sure.
And the reason I say it was interesting was because the black people that we know, that you and I know,
who are conservative.
Right. I mean, I'm sure in the past I have hung out with people who probably ended up being liberal blacks, but I don't socialize with them anymore. I socialize primarily with conservative blacks.
Right.
And so it was interesting to hear that other perspective that I don't normally hear, and to know that, if when I see my friends, the next time I can ask them, do you agree with them or with me?
Right.
And because I am interested to know. But yeah, the prevailing sentiment of the blacks in the room who seemed to be liberal was that black people cannot be racist.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, from my perspective, it is.
I mean, if you look throughout history, there have been whites who've been persecuted by people of color. There have been people of color and other people of color. I mean, it goes in every direction.
Right. Whites persecuted by other whites.
The definition, because you're the editor, I remember I asked you exactly what's the definition of racism. And you said?
The definition is prejudging someone based on some characteristic that they have and acting on it.
Right. And to think that that is something a black person can't do against a white person? How do you even think that?
And I gave the example of right after the 2016 presidential election in Chicago, at a a traffic signal, I think, a white man was pulled out of his vehicle and beaten by a group of black people. And they were saying it was because he was a Trump voter, but there has never been any proof
that he
that there was that they had any
car.
reason to actually think that.
Yeah.
That they just assumed because he was white and Trump is white that he voted for Trump, and there's no credence to that.
And see, the interesting thing about this, and I've said this to quite a few people, from my perspective, I mean, we have black friends, we have Hispanic friends, we have all kinds, we have Chinese friends. To me, it's never about color. It's about social beliefs. It's about who you are in society. So when you look at our friends who are black, they're just like us. We do the same sorts of things. We think we have the same basic beliefs politically and religiously and mostly.
Right. You hang around with people who you have things in common with.
So it's not that they are black or Hispanic or anything. It's that their social normative values are significantly different than ours. And our value system is anyone's welcome who's willing to get a job, work, build a future, contribute to society. Come on in, play poker, right? We'll have cigars and play poker. That's what it's about. That's what we relate to. We don't really. I'm not arguing that there wasn't racism for centuries. I'm not arguing that at all. But we've basically, as a society, changed. There are still people who are that way, but basically, as a society, we've changed. We have black people, and I don't think of people.
To be fair, what these people were saying is that traditionally, black people have not had at their disposal the power or the money, etc., to act on their racist beliefs. So even if they had anti-white feelings,
couldn't do much about it.
Even if they said anti-white things, they couldn't actually hurt you because they lacked the power to do so.
I'll give you an example. I got a text from John Fairman today, just saying hi. He sent me a joke. And I love John Fairman. I just really, you know how much I like the guy.
I do.
And I don't even think of him as a black guy because we basically have the same set of values. And I just think he's the greatest guy I know. So I have a hard time buying into that concept. But racism goes in both directions. There's no question about that in my mind. Not at all. Anyway, we're going to take another break. And when we come back, we are going to talk about, believe it or not, California handgun advertising law. They got a little slap in the face. California took one in the you-know-where. Can I say it again? Never mind. We'll be back with that and more on Target Radio when we return. And you're listening to AM 560, The Answer.
Don't miss Freedom Summit 2018, presented by Geiger Wealth Management, Chicagoland's retirement expert, on Saturday, October 27th. This year, featuring headline speakers, former Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clark and James O'Keefe from Project Veritas. Also appearing, AM 560's Mike Gallagher, Dan Proft, Amy Jacobson, and Joe Walsh. Get your tickets today at freedomsummitchicago.com. That's freedomsummitchicago.com. Sponsored in part by Chicagoland Waterproofing and by Tom Mirabaldi, independent agent for Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois.
Radio, I'm Mike Piazza. Democratic California Congresswoman Dianne Feinstein criticized for late release of a letter that threatens Brett Kavanaugh's possible Supreme Court seat.
The San Francisco Chronicle criticized her handling of it, writing, quote, "In concealing the accusation she had received in July, according to reports, Feinstein did a disservice to her Judiciary Committee colleagues who might have wanted to determine if corroborating accounts were available."
Fox's Rich Edson. Christine Ford claims Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her when they were both in high school. Hurricane Florence claims 17 lives. There's hope that the rain will taper off.
Southeast North Carolina, maybe another 12 or 18 hours of rain. So by Monday, it should be, I would say by midday Monday, it should be done raining.
David Roth, forecaster at the Weather Prediction Center. Among the 17 casualties, a 3-month-old died when a tree landed on a mobile home. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Chicometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geometric's secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I've got ankylosing spondylitis, which is a arthritic disease, calcification of the major joints and spine, and I just don't have the pain that I used to have. It's really kind of amazing. Balance of Nature has been an amazing product. I've recommended it to literally hundreds. I'm a pastor, and I've said, y'all just try it. Give it a month. Give it a try. And so hopefully they have. But it's an amazing product, and the neatest thing is when you first open up that bottle and you can smell the fruits and vegetables. Every time I open one, I just get a big kick out of that.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751, or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM 560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Hey, honey, what's going on?
I was just logging in and checking on our account, and I thought we were going to do better this year.
I know. I've been trying to watch what I spend. No more stopping for coffee for me.
I don't think giving up coffee is going to do it. We need more income for our day-to-day, not to mention setting aside something for the kids' college and our retirement.
Man, I wish there was an answer.
For most of us, no one ever taught us to invest, yet it's a skill that we all need. If you're looking to generate extra income, Online Trading Academy, the leader in financial education, can help. Attend one of Online Trading Academy's free introductory classes, and they'll show you how to create monthly, weekly, or even daily income using their patented supply and demand strategy. Plus, this month, they'll send you home with their free investor kit, loaded with guides to smarter investing and lessons from the pros just for attending. Register now by calling 888-984-TRADE, 888-984-8723, or OTAChicago.com, 888-984-TRADE, or OTAChicago.com.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. To participate, call the studio at 312-642-5600.
The delicious irony of it all. So Judge Troy Nunley of the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of California stuck it to the state of California.
And to make it the cherry on top is that he's an Obama appointee.
He's an Obama appointee. This is just too rich to be true. It is this. I went and looked below the fold on the computer to make sure this wasn't the Boston whatever the heck.
Make sure we weren't punking you again.
Exactly. So here is a judge appointed by Obama, right? Who we know. Well, we do the same thing, but you know. And what California did is they passed a law that said, now get this, you got to really pay attention. Gun stores cannot advertise handguns. Just step back and think about that. You own a gun store, and you can't advertise handguns. And the reason why, quote, was because of the chance that impulsive people whom the state argued were more prone to self-harm and violence would buy a handgun and therefore be less likely to commit suicide or violence against others. That was the reasoning for it, why you can't advertise a handgun in a gun store. Now, precisely, that's a law-abiding business, right?
Yes.
If you sell handguns and you can't talk about selling handguns, that's going to have sort of a bad effect on business, I would think.
Well, right. It would be kind of negative, yeah.
Most
stores are able to advertise their products.
What if Jell-O? You know what I'm just saying? What if Jell-O was killing people? So they were slip and sliding on Jell-O. Oh, Jell-O wrestling. There's Jell-O wrestling. And women were getting hurt.
A funny story about Jell-O when he's done with this. With this point.
We're talking about while we're on the air.
Yeah.
So it's ridiculous. And this judge, the Obama appointee, said the government may not restrict speech that persuades adults who are neither criminals nor suffer from mental illness from purchasing a legal and constitutionally protected product merely because it distrusts their personality trait and the decisions that personality trait may lead them to make later down the road. That's jurisprudence. That's good law. That's a good decision.
Yes, absolutely. Brandon Combs works for the Calguns Foundation, which was one of the plaintiffs, and he said, today the court correctly ruled the First Amendment protects truthful, non-misleading speech about handguns protected under the Second Amendment. And our good pal Alan Gottlieb, who we're going to see at the Gun Rights Policy Conference, said this decision will serve as a reminder that firearms dealers have First Amendment rights as well as Second Amendment rights, even in California.
Well, and you know, the government has a long history of doing this. They did it with the cigarettes. Now, years and years and years ago, I smoked cigarettes. But even when I smoked cigarettes, I was very mindful of where I was, and you know, because I know there were people who don't like it, but it was a law-abiding product, and not only was it legal, the Congress itself was funding tobacco farmers. I don't know if you know that. It was years ago, but they were actually subsidizing tobacco farmers while telling people that they were going to penalize them for smoking.
Well, this also reminds me of, I think it was at least a few years ago, where, you know, fireworks manufacturers could not advertise the word fireworks in Illinois. So it's like, well, get your 4th of July supplies or whatever. I mean, it's the same thing, you know, that didn't stop people from getting fireworks.
Where are the hot dogs?
You know, advertising against firearms is not going to stop people from committing suicide.
Well, and see, that's exactly on target. Speaking of which, give us a call, 312-642-5600. And you're listening to On Target Radio. This is AM 560, The Answer. Got that out of the way. But you're exactly right, because the liberal concept is that external forces make you a bad person. Right? That's fair, isn't it?
Yes.
It's external forces make you a bad person. So guns make you shoot them. That's literally what they are at least trying to sell, what they're trying to sell you on. I think most of those people aren't stupid. They know what they're talking about.
That the internal motivations that you have are insufficient for you to injure yourself.
Right.
So you really need a tool by which to injure yourself or kill yourself, which we know not to be true. We know that, you know, barring the availability of a firearm, you know, that person will use carbon monoxide, or they'll take pills, or, you know, they'll find some other way to off themselves if that's what they really want to do.
Look, prohibition didn't work with alcohol. It really doesn't work with cigarettes because people still smoke. There's been a cut, obviously, but they still smoke. It certainly doesn't work with drugs. I mean, everything they've ever said, you can't do this, it's bad for you, people just go right out and merrily do it.
They just keep doing it.
Right. It's not about passing laws. It's about educating people.
Well, especially things like suicide. That's mental illness.
It is.
Okay. If you wanna work on mental illness, I think we can all agree on let's work on mental illness.
Totally.
But you know, but I I'll say until my dying breath, I will say, just because you take the tools away doesn't mean you're going to, you know, it doesn't remove the motivation.
Well, there was our cue that we're going to another break.
Oh, yeah.
283 decibels. When we return with more on Target Radio, we are going to talk about Chicago's most hated monolithic company, Bites the Dust. Then we'll return with more on Target Radio. And you're listening to AM 560, The Answer.
Are you stuck in a bad home mortgage? Well, join the club that has about 10 million other American families. But I may be able to help you. My name is Lou Bridges. I'm an attorney with the law firm of Lou Bridges and Associates. We've been helping distressed homeowners like you for over 8 years now. Give us a call. We provide free consultations. I guarantee you it will not be a sales pitch. We will give you our honest legal analysis, counsel, recommendations, and advice regarding your options.
We are experts in doing loan modifications successfully. We know the regs. We understand the process. Most importantly, we don't take no for an answer. We fight. We are prepared, and we win. We save houses. We make houses affordable. So if you want to keep your house affordable, contact us.
Go to bridgeslaw.net or call 224-513-1231. That's 224-513-1231.
Remember, people, never give up the land. Fight for truth and justice. You do that, I guarantee you'll never be alone in this country.
Hey, if risk mitigation is important to your company, then you need Global Verification Network. Global Verification Network is a federally recognized, veteran-owned small business right here in Chicagoland. These guys are the best. If your company hires new employees, leases buildings and property, or conducts new business transactions, you need to deal with the right people. Global Verification Network, man, they are the background screening experts dedicated to timely and affordable background screening services for employment, tenant screening, and business due diligence. Global Verification Network is used by Fortune 100 companies all the way to startups. Their screening programs are 100% compliant and custom tailored for a wide range of industries. Get a no-obligation risk analysis for your company. Visit mygvn.com or call 877-695-1179. Global Verification Network, the risk mitigation experts.
Sometimes when it rains, it pours right into your basement. This is Gus from Chicagoland Waterproofing. My mission is to identify why your home is taking on water and fix it. I want you to sleep at night during a rainstorm and not worry about your basement filling up with water. Like our client Kim from Mount Prospect.
We had chronic basement flooding and no one could figure out why. During a huge storm, water was pouring in through the window wells of our finished basement and we had to bail out 6 inches of water. We got a bunch of estimates, but Gus's was the most reasonable, plus he knew exactly what the problem was. He put in a full basement drain tile system and an additional sub pump with a backup battery. Chicagoland Waterproofing gave us peace of mind. I like to say, in Gus we trust.
From simple sump pumps to complex storm drainage and crack foundation solutions, Chicagoland Waterproofing's work comes with a lifetime warranty. Plus, a fully licensed plumber is always on staff. Request your estimate today at ChicagolandWaterproofingPros.com or call 847-296-3500.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
You can't tell my stories to people. I've got to tell them. That was
Is that a rule?
I was
going to say, apparently that's a new rule.
Now
'Cause I never heard that one before.
She went into George and just told my story. It was a good story. So if I said, it'd be interesting if we put out a survey and asked people to list the top 5 businesses in the city of Chicago that they think are vile, disgusting, and criminal. I'll bet you anything in that top 5 list, this company would be listed.
Oh, most definitely.
And probably number one. Probably number one. Lincoln Towing. I can't. If you've never encountered Lincoln Towing, they nipped me when I was in high school. They've been around forever, right? And these people, you talk about the stereotype chewing the cigar, those guys, that's Lincoln Towing. Those are the guys. You go in there and they got a woman behind, they did, in the 60s anyway. You go in there, there's a woman behind the counter, had more facial hair than my father did, okay? And she was chewing a cigar, I think. And I go, My car disappeared from whatever. Well, it cost you $200. Well, I think it was $100 back then. But it was like the 60s.
That's a lot of money.
Oh, yeah. And I go, well, I don't have $100. Well, then you don't have a car. And there was a few expletives, in there. And while they didn't do this to my car, they're legend for denting them and, all kinds of stuff. Well,
they're getting their comeuppance finally.
Yeah. So they basically are going to lose their license. State regulators. Imagine that. After a mere 50 years of tormenting people and destroying vehicles, somebody in the state said, "You ever heard of Lincoln Towing?" Oh, I bet to you, I know what happened. Somebody from that office was in Chicago and parked, and the meter expired and got towed. And that's the other thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you got there while the truck was there, they didn't care. They'd just hook you up.
Oh, yeah. They would do it right in front of you.
I go, I'll just pay it. No, that's it. You're done. Because they got paid by the tow, right?
Right.
So you just screwed. You just watch them jack your car up and drag off your car. And usually, it's parallel parked like in the loop on Wabash.
Right.
So they go, like, you have to see that, actually. You got to watch the TV show. But, and they just like scrape the side of your car. And then they would say, what was there when we picked up the car?
Right.
Oh, God, I hated those people. So there is a challenge from in circuit court. Alan Pearl, an attorney representing Lincoln, said Wednesday afternoon that the firm would exhaust its administrative remedies before this commission and plan to file for an injunction and restraining order with the circuit court to remain open. It is our position that we have the right to stay open during our appeal and destroy more vehicles. Oh, wait, that's not there. That part's not there.
That was added.
Yeah.
It is interesting that it's the Illinois Commerce Commission is overruling a judge.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure how that's possible. It's an administrative judge, so maybe that's how it's possible. But the Illinois Commerce Commission voted unanimously to revoke their state license, and they're going to challenge it in front of a circuit court, in the circuit court.
I think there's a message in there.
Yeah, but the ICC staff, they were like studying, and they alleged that the company committed 831 violations in less than a year between July 2015 and March 2016. So it's like 8 months.
Well, it wasn't my car, so.
Well, yeah, you can laugh.
It's been since
those
the
831 people are. Well, they're laughing now. They weren't laughing then.
They're going to get the last laugh.
Yeah, that's some kind of karma right there for sure.
Anyone that doubts that they were the world's cesspool, all you have to do is hear that number in a year, 800 and some. That's just astounding.
Not even a year.
Yeah, and you know that there are far more people than that ticked off, but they just go in and hell with it. It doesn't say in here anywhere, I don't think, how much they charge now.
No,
but if they were charged $100 back when?
Yeah, I think it's over 200.
It's got to be.
Out here in the suburbs, you know who we have out here in the suburbs?
Rendell.
Dick's.
That's true. That's what I said. Rendell's. We do have. There's a couple of towing companies.
Dick's is everywhere.
Will County still uses Rendell's, don't they?
Yeah, they use Rendell's. So these actually use a couple of them.
Do it? Oh, yeah.
It seems like every parking lot you go to, it says you're going to get towed by Dick's.
But that doesn't matter who shows up. They are.
Well, right.
I can say
when
that.
you get your car towed, yeah.
Don't you even look at that button. See, he's shaking his hand at me. That's okay.
George is saying it's on the bubble.
I'm outraged.
It's on the bubble.
Oh, hey, George, who did I learn this from? Who did I learn it from?
The best.
I can't say the name, and you know I can't say the name. But you're absolutely right.
By his employer, he is not allowed to say the name.
I tell you what, though, if there were a way to be profane, I would find you a way.
Oh, I'm sure
you know me well.
I'm sure you would.
Oh, yeah, George would actually help you with that.
But said individual whose name may not be spoken in this studio anymore, which just shows to prove how good he was. It was a master. He was a master of being able to do that. And I would still love to do the man show. I think we should have a man show. That was fun.
Can I tell the Jell-O story?
Jell-O story.
Okay. So on our way here, we were looking for
that Jell-O story.
A new restaurant. We were looking for a new restaurant.
All right, now I want to hear the other one.
You already heard the other one. You didn't even laugh. Anyway,
You're eating daylight. You got six seconds.
On the way here, we were looking for a new restaurant. So we were on a street that we don't usually go down, and there was a big Victorian-looking house, and we were looking at it, and Dave's like, "Ooh, what's that? That looks good," and it was real hard to see the writing on the sign. It was very small. I was squinting, and I finally saw it. It was senior living. He was super, super excited about the senior living place.
That's it. Well, we'll be back with more on Target Radio. We'll be back with more on Target Radio after these messages, and you're listening to AM 560. The Answer. Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Discover Westmont, a community nestled in the heart of DuPage County. With top-notch schools, beautiful affordable housing, and excellent dining and shopping, Westmont makes a great place to live, work, and play. Choose Westmont. Discover how your business can flourish and grow with a wonderful central location providing rapid access to Chicago's key expressways, airports, and many family-friendly amenities. Add quick transportation on the Burlington train line, and that means simple and easy travel for everyone. Westmont is committed to working collaboratively with you to facilitate inquiries about your family business relocation. We'll help your company navigate to Westmont for a great experience. Call Larry Forsberg at Westmont Economic Development at 630-824-9337. That's 630-824-9337 to find out about incentives that can help you plan your development, relocation, or expansion. Discover all Westmont has to offer. For more information, visit ChooseWestmont.com. That's ChooseWestmont.com.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
Join On Target Radio for the 33rd Annual Gun Rights Policy Conference, September 21st to 23rd at the Hyatt Regency O'Hare Airport in Rosemont. Hear and meet luminaries of the Second Amendment community. The conference is sponsored by the Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms and the Second Amendment Foundation, who make it free to attend. Attendees also receive a plethora of books and other informational materials. Registration will be accepted at the event. I put this information on Facebook earlier today. Save the date for the Constitutional Rights fundraiser for the benefit of the Illinois State Rifle Association on Wednesday, October 10th at the Clarion Hotel in Joliet. Doors open at 5 p.m., dinner at 6:30 p.m. Individual tickets are $50. Table of 10 includes a thank you in the ad book for $500. Other sponsorships, promotional tables, and trade show booth spaces also available. Contact David Lombardo, Gretchen Fritz, or Steve Balish for more information or to reserve your space. The following Safer USA classes are at our facility in Waterman. Saturday and Sunday, September 29th and 30th, NRA Pistol Instructor, taught by David. Saturday, October 6th, Introduction to Tactical Pistol, taught by David. Sunday, October 7th, Illinois Concealed Carry 3-hour renewal class, taught by David. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on register.
Well, it's another week down, and got one coming up. It'll be interesting to go to the conference or whatever they're calling it.
GRPC.
Yeah, should be interesting. The thing I really did like is when you look at, you pulled out the schedule, nobody is droning on for an hour.
Yeah, They're not giving people a lot of time, so that's good.
Yeah, it should
can't
move.
Can't be too dry because they don't have a lot of time.
Should move. My old buddy Rob Pincus to be speaking.
He is. Our old buddy Alan Corwin.
And Alan Corwin.
For any of our really, really old-time listeners, Alan Corwin, who...
He has, what does he have, 20 minutes, right?
30.
30 minutes.
Yeah. That man can...
he can pack a lot in 30 minutes.
He can talk without breathing.
He certainly can. That'll be fun. And we'll be there, and also, all three of us will be there. And also at the fundraiser for the ISO, we're going to have a booth there, right?
Yeah.
Set up
I assume. I assume we're going to do that.
The booth. So that will be there. That will be fun. And
so if you want to meet Eric, Eric's only going to be at the GRPC on Friday.
Friday night, the social thing. He's going for the booze.
I'm sure.
Yeah, he doesn't want the education. He doesn't want the intelligence stuff. He was just going for the booze. Yeah.
Like what I've.
Oh, that's what I thought. He's a nice guy. You know, just gets drinks a little. Got to worry about him.
He drinks too much and beats his wife.
do we know a straighter guy than Eric?
No,
really? I mean, just seriously.
The more mild and
doesn't fit that paradigm.
Pretty much not.
Yeah, no. But you can pick on him as long as he doesn't have a gun on him. That was me.
He always has a gun on him. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
That's true. That's true.
I'm trying to think of a single time when Eric has not had a gun.
No, he bathes with one, I understand. I don't know that firsthand, but I understand he bathes with it. It's like a brush. Well, you saw that. Okay, we're going to go to the close. Where did we just see a guitar in the shape of a...
That was at the Friends
At the Friends of the NRA last night. And Nugent signed it.
Yeah, it was an electric guitar shaped like an AR-15.
Yeah, which that was kind of stupid.
It was novel.
Yeah, but I'd like to thank you for taking the time to listen to On Target Radio.
We'd also like to thank George Hoffman on the board and Eric Allen, our video producer. Learn about how you can be a sponsor partner for a lot less than you imagine. Call 815-741-3474 for details.
And be sure to listen next week when we'll be talking about more red meat issues that affect your life.